video on that. Well, you want now?
Okay, we'll start from there.
So I'll just start with the same thing I did, right? So yeah, I've been with the group for about 3.5 to 4 years. When we first started, I was really looking for the next level of my business, right? How to take it to the next step. And I tried several consulting groups and all kinds of things, right? Everything I could think of to try to take my business to the next level, take my school and my students, my curriculum to the next step. And I've really found that with the Leadership Mastery Group, the tools and the techniques and the tips, and it's not just generalized information, right? But they're really like in the know how to do stuff, right? How to take it to the next level, step-by-step process has been instrumental in doing some phenomenal things in my business, my personal life, and then also my curriculum and my students' lives. So the benefit that I've gotten from it is enormous, hands down, top notch, second to none. I'd recommend everybody try it. Everybody get involved.
And what was your gross when you started?
When we started, we were doing about $28,000 a month.
And what is your gross now?
Now it's about $56,000 to $57,000 a month.
Okay. Now you had a couple real record months over the course of being with this. I know you had some real eye-opening record grosses at your school. Tell us a little bit about what happened in that December. I think it was last year, the year before.
Yeah, we had a December month where we did a little over $90,000 in cash. We did over $200,000 in receivables that month, and that was phenomenal, right? So that was one of those things where it had been something we had never done before, and probably we wouldn't have done that without the help of a martial arts master group.
And what were your concerns before you joined the group? You know, when you first heard about Master Oliver's group, and what were your concerns before you even joined?
Well, I've talked to a lot. I've been a part of a few groups, and I've talked to a lot of consultants, as they call themselves in the martial arts world. But one of the big things is, I didn't want to. Number one, I didn't want to be a sellout, right? I didn't want it to all be about money. I wanted to make sure that my curriculum and my students were probably in the forefront, right? Were some of the most important components, because I really believe that if you take care of that part, the money part can follow as well. That was probably one of my biggest concerns, and I found that it's actually totally the opposite, right? I found that in this group, it's been all about how do you do a better martial arts school? How do you have a better curriculum? How do you implement things in a better way? So that then as a school owner, the money follows, right? That the money's not the number one focus, but if you take care of the other things, you take care of those things as it kind of just happens.
Okay. He just can't bring himself to say it. Here. I had been following Stephen Oliver for years, and I thought he was a complete abject asshole. And that's what held me back for a couple years. I cost myself $250,000 by waiting around and not trying this thing out. But when I got over it and said, "Hell, I'll just try it," what I found was, no.
I would agree. That's the
no. We're going to cut that out.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. What I found out was that by following.
I'm an asshole. Stephen Oliver.
Oh, you want to see it?
Yeah.
So the first time I met Stephen Oliver, right? I to be honest, thought he was a bit of an asshole, and was not impressed with him, right? Not at all. I thought he thought he was a money guy. It was all about money. It was not about the martial arts. What I found, in that by waiting as long as they did, because that was probably 10, 15 years ago, right? What I found is by not maybe following up or learning a little bit more about him, right? It cost me a whole ton of money. I've probably missed millions of dollars in income and revenue by not implementing some of the strategies that he's taught me since. And don't let those first reactions, those first meetings, right? Keep you from joining or doing something that can make you a ton of money or improve your school, your life, and your students' lives as well.
Okay, thanks, go ahead.